Howdy guys. Anyway, I'm trying to set some stuff up, trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Uh, Found my glasses. I'm really happy on that. I ended up actually ordering two sets of glasses from the place I usually buy glasses from because I just recently found these. I searched everywhere. Actually, recently found my um, iPhone Pro Max 15. It's completely still broken. I did find my old phone I got. I got a free phone outside of the this is one I found at the when I was getting food stamps. This one, but I had problems. It had Android Go on it, and then I misplaced my um, iPhone. This is my phone. That was a $50 one about Ralph's what's a Motorola phone, and then I did have another phone that was these are both Android. This is regular Android. The other one's Android Go, and then I had a Samsung before that. Then I had iPhone Pro Max 15, and before that I had iPhone Pro Max 12 that was defective from Mobile Supply. Mobile Supply has been really good to me and helpful and beneficial. And then they traded it out and gave me the 15 Pro Max if I advertised and talk about it. It's a great bet. It was a great phone for the first 2 months I had it. Then somehow I either overloaded it with too many eSIMs and somehow I got malware or something because after having 3 eSIMs, it just stopped working and started rebooting all the time. Went to Apple a few times, just could not get them to help me support me. I could not help me get my iPhone working again, my iPhone Pro Max 15. Sent emails to Mobile Supply trying to see if they'll support me or help me. They have yet not to help me yet. It's still under warranty, limited warranty. It's under not full warranty. It doesn't have Apple Care. I don't have the money to pay for Apple Care. I get $1,199 a month, so I'm paying this with a firm. It's I'm just trying to survive, make money, and trying to survive and have a life. This is a shirt I got from my sister. Got my drinks out. I got at the dollar store the case, and then the drink is from Circle K. It's a Coke. And this is a bear stuffed animal that I found in the trash and did some surgery and sewed him out. He was a pretty good looking little bear. Found this book. I'm gonna try to read maybe at the library. And this is my headset that I'll probably put on here in a second. And then don't have my light on yet today. It's above me. It's the one I put, and then I have my horsey lamp to the left, and their cat and dog, some other stuffed animals. But this is Spaces Box, my technology channel. I'm trying to create spacesboxmedia.com. I do have RC cars, planes, and drones. It's my sim racing channel. Not my sim racing channel. It's my RC flight control. This is so I control like airplanes and drones and stuff. It also controls RC planes, drones, and helicopters. This is a type of it's USB based. If you use this with you can't use this on cloud gaming because it's USB based. You have the same problem if you drive the sim rig behind what's broken and hook it up with to do it on a cloud gaming, it won't work either. So let's say you're used to like to sim race and you have them in your dining room on your big screen TV and you're wanting it to do it, you can't do it because it won't work with cloud gaming. I do have a device over here I can grab. It's a little USB to it's USB 2 to Bluetooth. I haven't tried that yet, but I don't know if the drivers will lit or if there's enough connection speed. I do have a controller that I have. If you watch my podcast, this is a controller I bought for Xbox Gaming. That's just a 360 controller. And then I do have a controller. This is another controller that I use for flight controls. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's an old X-Men wing. It's a Logitech 3D Pro. I do have this little angel I found in the trash. That, anyway, it has a scripture on it too. Then I do have this is my average main. This is me. My links. Check me out. Patreon. Michael Gulde. PayPal. business. Vegan Works with Michael, my vegan channel. Or you can go Vegan Works with Michael, Cooking with Space, aka Michael Gulde, or Cooking with Space. Check out Spaces Box. Spaces Box is currently down. Spaces Box Cherries Opus where it's currently down. VR with Michael directs to VR with Michael YouTube. Michael Gulde Live goes to Michael Gulde Live on YouTube. SimRacingWithMichael.com is going to SimRacing with Michael on YouTube. Create a website, do text service, social media advertising. Check my stuff on Google. Search for me. Look for Michael Gulde. Michael Gulde. Simply a News Man is a friend of mine who does music. Spaces Box Media is a website I want to do to have a pure tube pulse of all my media. Spacesbox.com and Spacesbox Media are both down. I appreciate my friends and family, people I love on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Spacesbox and Spacesbox Media, people that watch my stuff. God, Jesus, and people alike. This shows that I'm media with CES. It also shows that I'm media with Computex. And if you want to look at my folder, you just follow that URL, and it will take you to my URL, and it'll download this folder of stuff. It also has some documents and other things in the folder showing all the different things. It shows that I am media, full media. I can also be CS media, Computex media. And this is the business card I did take to CES. My sister got it from Office Depot. That's a picture I took in front of a tree. That's my badge saying I was CES 2020 confirmation. I did end up getting a digital content creator badge instead, and that is my other badge. This is a Bible app. It's my cross. This is my housing salvation outgoing program. I've also lived in my dad's office and other places along the way. Salvation outgoing program, friendship shelter, homeless support housing, family in both dimensions, church and master church. Master gave me a battery for my car. I've sold my cars are donated to veterans charity. But they did have dinners sometimes. Me and my old roommate used to do there on Sunday. Then they couldn't consistently keep it because people wanted to stop volunteering. And also that the Mission video said that they had a big sign out, and they said the sign was causing problems for Mission Viejo. I don't know if it was bringing in homeless or if it just was an issue. St. Killian does have a pantry. Sauna does have a pantry. I sometimes volunteer at the Sauna pantry. I haven't volunteered the last month or two, but I had volunteered at least 13 times. St. Killian has a pantry. South County Outreach has a pantry. Comfort Cafe Church of Christ has a pantry, and they do dinners on Thursday, on two Thursdays a month. Donations via PayPal, Patreon. Currently, really no cash has been received but from my family has given me donations in cash. My sister's loaned me some money or cash. Physical donations, USB-C card, $60 to $100. A charger for recycled, a wireless charger. I gave my sister a Google Graphene OS port of a Pixel 3 phone with Singapore mean piece from my friend. Vitamins from my brother, an iPhone 15 that my brother loaned me as long as I would walk and work exercise. I guess a donation from the state would be sometimes I get assisted housing through Friendship Shelter. I get help through donations through the pantry, and then I also get food stamps sometimes. Anyway, I believe in God and Jesus. People like you can donate to me via Patreon. I did donate to myself through Patreon. I've not seen the money yet. I'm hoping it's on there. You can donate to me through PayPal. This is my X, currently at WDOC X and SpaceX. Michael Gulde maybe is on there linked on my X. I don't know if the Michael Gulde Live is active on there or not. This is me on Facebook. If you look at me, that's a picture of me. It should have me with a beard and mustache in it, and I'm in a tuxedo going to my brother's wedding. Facebook, Michael J. Gulde. Currently have no access since lost my iPhone 15. I contacted support Meta, and they had no luck. This is going to the bathroom, but this shouldn't be having any audio because it shouldn't have any audio on it. It says text and going to the bathroom on the little things, but somehow I'm getting audio. I have an audio mixer up, and it says going to the bathroom. It's busy. Sorry, I'm inferring. Sorry for the audio and video. Currently down Spaces Box Media. Redirected to name through name YouTube to YouTube. Heart and Super Care. Michael Gulde Live. Summation with Michael. VR with Michael. And anyway, trying to find a display capture. I'm gonna do that now. I'll drop this down. Okay, I have all these links below if you want to look at it. I've been trying to get support. If you want to help Mozilla, Mozilla is a browser. It's a very old browser. I'd love to see Mozilla. You can get Firefox on Android, Firefox on iOS, Firefox on. They do have Mozilla VPN, Firefox Relay, Mozilla Monitor is really cool if you want to monitor your savings and money. And you want to know where your problems are. There's MDN Plus, Firefox Focus, Firefox Enterprise. Thunderbird is like an email client, and there's a Thunderbird for Android, and I think there's a Thunderbird for Macs and Linux. These are email clients. And you can help it, but support it by asking to help and support. This is Firefox. SteamOs is an operating system for playing. It's the Steam Deck. Steam Deck is really cool. I love it. I wish the people at Valve would work with the community. They at one point promised to do multi-boot. They never really did it. They do have the Steam Deck, and this is the Steam Deck here in this video. If you do look at the pictures of the prices of this Steam Deck, 512 and the one. You see it's similar priced on Amazon, but the Amazon's more expensive. But you can also buy a better device now on Amazon. But you can put SteamOS on it if you want, or you can buy it from Steam. They do have, the Steam Deck is getting kind of old. It's about 3 years old. They do have this Armada OS. Armada OS is a port of SteamOS for the ARM handheld distro. ARM64 Linux specs, uses Proton 11 desktop mode, browser app store, so it does not use the Steam App Store. It does or doesn't. Internal storage, power, yeah. Anyway, and then these are the different devices it supports. Then there is Bazite. Bazite is a different version. Bazite kernel gaming pre-installed. Bazite is an operating system that's similar to the SteamOS, but it's based on Fedora. It does have the SteamOS operating. When it boots up, you will log into the Steam store to access it. It does have different games and different things. It does work with the Steam. There is another thing that I really like is pinn64. Pinn64 is a multi-boot operating system for Raspberry Pi. What it does is it allows you to boot. The most version one I have in my video on Spaces Box is what it does is it allows you to boot different Linuxes with the Raspberry Pi. So you have whatever size Raspberry Pi SD card. You have a 8 gig or a 256. Well, if you have a 256, you can cram more operating systems on the 256 than you can on the 8 gig. But you can put, like, let's say you want Ubuntu and you want Fedora, and then you want something to play games on. You could do that on a 16 gig card. Or if you want more operating system, you could do more on more sorts. But it's a multi-boot. It's made for the Pine. Pine is made for the ARM infrastructure. You can also use the Pine possibly on the NVIDIA. I don't know if you can use it on the Jetson or not, because it's ARM-based also. They are coming out with a new ARM-based laptops from NVIDIA. Maybe it'll work with Pine, I do not know. Then they have the BerryBoot, which is similar to Pine. Then they have dual boot and X86, BerryBoot equivalent to X86. I really haven't been able to find something that works really good for that. Then the BerryBoot bootloader universal operating system. This is what it looks like for BerryBoot. It also is similar to Pine. 64 does the same looking thing. And then there is pin drive Linux that support Yumi. Yumi will allow you to boot every time you boot up. You can boot in 2 different operating systems. It will let you install Windows, all this other stuff. It's a really cool, multiple operating systems. You can try it. You can also test drive in virtual machine now, I guess, and some other things. Boot, auto download and install on the Yumi. It's really kind of a cool little thing, but it's not the same as the Pi 36 or 64-bit operating system. And uses multi-boot USB and Yumi, and then persistent storage, drag and drop support, and you have USB secure boot supported, and UEFI error. Now, porting Pine enhanced Buzz installer multi-boot manager from the Raspberry Pi to X86 hardware is theoretically possible because its core infrastructure relies on open source tools, but the spectrum redundant since mature multi-boot and installation of solutions already exist for Intel and AMD architecture. Booting firmware differences between heavily is tied to the Raspberry Pi's specific GPU bootloader synchronous Christian table configuration, config and Hagen 8 formula. Hard-coded ARM dependencies, and lack of demand. Standard PC partitioning boot management tools already solve the problem actually. But one thing that standard partitioning tools for Windows is Pine will auto do it. I have not seen anything that does it on Windows, does it on Linux where you can just put something on it, if you want to buy a Steam Deck and just say I want 5 different operating systems on it and use something like pinn. You could do it with pinn on a Raspberry Pi, but you couldn't do it on a Steam Deck or on something else. They do have other ways of doing it. There's Ventoy, BerryBoot, multi-boot standard Rufus, but these are all ways. The Rufus is the only one. It just installs BerryBoot. There is an equivalent one. I have not seen one equivalent one that works on the Windows operating system. And then Ventoy is just a way to install bootable operating systems on a ISO on a USB drive. I did recently submit again. I do have a video on my Spaces box, on my podcast, and also on my different channels. Is having multi-boot on the Steam Deck. Steam Deck was promised to have multi-boot. It never came out with multi-boot. They're supposed to come out with a version 3 of the SteamOs and have multi-boot. Well, multi-boot, some people found out different ways of doing multi-boot. Steam Deck Refine is one way of doing it. And I've used Refine, and it actually was a pretty cool way of doing it. The only problem is sometimes, and it's done this way, you get a background, you can choose your background, you can default boot option SteamOS, or first boot option SteamOS, second option Windows, third option Ventoy, fourth option Bazite, fourth option could be something else. Anyway, you can do, and that's how it's worked. You can donate to them via PayPal to help them if you want. I did read a configuration thing on how to do it through the Deck Wizard, and he has a dual try and quad boot using SteamOS, Windows, Bacteria, and Ubuntu. There's also dual booting, multi-boot, different ways of doing it. Then there is the Ryan Alpha Dot as Steam Deck for the Clover dual boot, and that Clover is a different way of doing it. Steam Deck for it can also lead and go devices Clover dual boot SteamOS, Bazite, or Windows, and other OSs too. And it's just basically, and they have the Steam Deck dual boot. The OS is different. Ventoy has a round. And if you looked at Bazite, it's sort of like this. It has where you can just push you can click on, you can use your controller and click on pictures. It has a background picture. Ventoy has a background picture. It has, it makes it more fun to use your Steam Deck or use a multi-boot handheld device. Then we do have easy dual boot. These are all listed in my details. This is doing it with the Clover method. This has done it with the Refine method. There's another method you can try doing that is doing it. Chris Titext has bootloader themes. Bootloader themes is a different way of doing it. This is for if you have just a regular Linux distro that runs Ubuntu or something, you can use it. And you can do, I use this on one of my machines. It installs this thing, and then you can choose which operating system to boot from. It's kind of a cool looking, real easy, you know, uses Grub. Grub's been out on Linux for a very long time. And they do have a video of installation video here on this page also. This was all listed below. He does also a really good job if you like the stuff on his stuff is he does have the Windows his main thing is making the tool that must be his biggest project is the switch to from Arch to Fedora. Coding Arch Linux is his big thing right now, but he likes having the Windows tools. He has the Windows tools that you can install multiples like program installation, Windows optimization, custom ISOs for Windows is his thing. And he also has a desktop Linux guide. These you can buy them from his store. Now there is other ways of doing retro on the Steam Deck and on Linux. There's the retro deck, and that's the different ways of doing it. There is the EMA deck and the Steam Deck. And it's a kind of a cool way. There's also retro deck for the Windows. There's also retro deck for iOS, and there's a retro not for iOS but Android, and retro deck for different ways of doing retro deck. It has retro deck for the Steam Deck, retro deck for Linux PCs, Cholera, and it just has a lot of different ones here. And there's also Bacteria. Bacteria is not. This is Bacteria. There's also called Bacteria. Sorry for pronouncing the name. And it's a different. It's a community retro OS to play games on. You can do it on your desktop. You can do it on Steam Deck, Raspberry Pi, Raspberry 8, Steam Deck, GPI, or different machines, Pocket PCs, and it basically you can also Bacteria on Raspberry Pi boards. It's on Odroid. They also have Linux for B-Link boards, Bacteria Atomic, Linux for AVM boards, Bacteria Rebuilt, and then it does have clipboards. These are just ways of playing games on retro games on the. They also RetroPie. I did put on here. Let's see if I can find it. Looks like I